for this.
Perfect.
All right, it looks like we are up and running.
All right. Okay, we've got all of our technology working now. So I want to just welcome everyone and thanks for joining us, whether you're live on Instagram or you're catching the podcast recording later. Thanks for joining us. We're going to be talking about the Jump Off Rock Half Marathon and 10K presented by Hunter Subaru. It is on Saturday, May 8th. It is coming up quick. And we have so much going on with this race. It's going to be so fun. It'll be a downhill half and then a point-to-point 10K, all ending in downtown Hendersonville. And the finish line is going to be part of the Love Hendo Saturdays. And it's just going to be an overall really great, fun event that's new to the Hendersonville area.
Yeah, we're so excited about this one. I was asked last fall about the time that the Black Bear half came about, if we would have any interest in producing a really fast downhill half marathon in Hendersonville. And I said, well, let me get through this half and then let's see if we can make something happen. And so I've had a great time designing the course. And just designing this event with the city of Hendersonville and with the town of Laurel Park. The YMCA is our nonprofit, our charity partner, and they've been fully involved since the very beginning. So it's a big team effort from the city and everyone involved in Hendersonville. We're really excited to be able to have this there.
That is awesome. I'm so excited about this event. It's going to be fun, and inaugural events are always really fun to see them come together. So let's talk about the venue real quick. And so it's in Hendersonville, but where exactly does it start and finish?
Yeah, so it's a point-to-point race, and so it's unique. We have 2 start lines because we have 2 races. So the half marathon starts at the top of Jump Off Rock and in Laurel Park, and the 10K starts at the YMCA in Hendersonville. And so there are 2 different locations, and then the finish is in downtown Hendersonville on 5th Avenue and Main Street. So if you know where Arabella's is at and Kilwin's, Mass General Store, that's the block that we're going to finish both races.
Okay. And so if you're coming from out of town, are there any hotel partners for this event that we are partnering with? I know we have a ton of race partners for this event, which is so exciting.
Yeah, Echo Mountain Inn, which is just a couple miles from the start of the Jump Off Rock half, is one of our hotel inn partners. And so they're right up there, very convenient to the start line if you wanted to do your warm up and jog from there to the start of the Jump Off Rock half, you could do that. And so they are one of our partners this year for the event.
All right. So unfortunately, Daphne, we're still in a pandemic, and 2020 brought lots of surprises, but I think we're ready and prepared to fight it in 2021. So what exactly are the safety protocols and all the COVID related information for this race?
Yeah, so we have been putting on events since June, as a lot of people know, and a lot of people participated in so far. And we still have safety protocols. So you do have to wear a face covering in North Carolina when you're not running, when you're not actively racing. So, have one of those with you. We are still practicing the social distancing, staying 6 feet apart. We will have temperature screenings at the start lines of both events. So you'll have those temperature screenings done. We'll also email out a COVID screening, and that needs to be taken before you come on race day. And then we have wave starts. So we're keeping everybody apart as much as possible. But we have the wave starts. And so that will help spread everybody out from start to finish. And then, lots of hand washing and Clorox wipes everywhere and hand sanitizer. But yeah, we're just, we're doing what the world has been doing for the past year. But specifically at events, we're practicing all those real important safety measures.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear it. And I know iDaph as a company here, we love our local nonprofit charity partners, and we are passionate about helping people around the area. So, what charity partner will be for Jump Off Rock this year?
Yeah, so we have the Hendersonville YMCA. Like I said, they've been fully involved since the very beginning when I announced this event. And the Y is near and dear to my heart. And I'm really excited that we're able to help with some of their swim programs that they offer to underprivileged kids and kids who don't have the funds to get swim lessons. So that's where some of the funds are going to go specifically for this Y. And then the Friends of Laurel Park are also a nonprofit partner. And so they will be using those funds for things that they have happening in the town of Laurel Park as well. So I'm really happy to be able to support both of those.
That is a great cause. We're going to pause here for just a second for a little ad for the Y that we're going to insert into our podcast. All right, so let's talk about what race weekend, what people want to hear about. They want to know the ins and outs of how everything's going to work on race weekend. So how about packet pickup and registration for this event? Where is that going to be, and how does it work?
Well, let me just start by saying that the half marathon is sold out. So
okay.
There was a wait list and it started to become massive. And so we had to shut the wait list down last week. We have been able to move a few people into it that have switched to the virtual event. So not all hope is gone. If you're on the wait list, you might get an email from us in the next couple of days if there is some shifting that's happening. Okay. The 10K had 10 spots left yesterday, so I haven't checked this morning. So if you've been on the fence about registering for the Jump Off Rock 10K, get on it this morning because they will be gone soon. So more than likely, Allison, there's not going to be walk-up registration available on race day. I don't see that that's going to happen. And if you are a half marathoner and you have not got all the training in, or you have an injury that's starting to happen and you feel like you are going to need to switch to the 10K, go ahead and take care of that now if you are really feeling like that's the direction you're going to go, because that's going to help us with all of our planning with shuttles and everything else. So you can go on Race Roster on your profile. You can switch that yourself. If you have any questions about how to do that, you can email Eric. His email is support@idaph.net. And so I would say, take care of that before race day for sure, because race day, we're not going to have any packet pickup happening, no registration. It's going to be very limited when it comes to that aspect of things. So you're going to want to go ahead and jump on that if you need to make any of those changes. Or if you feel like you're not going to be able to make it in person, or you have gotten COVID, or have been around people, you can switch to the virtual race as well. That option is there. So packet pickup is on Friday, the day before the race, and it is at the Hendersonville YMCA. We also have had the opportunity for people to have their packets mailed out to them ahead of time. And so we'll start shipping those out next week, not this week. We're still getting all the stuff in. We'll have those next week to ship out to folks who have pre-ordered that. That was something you could get on Race Roster. I believe yesterday, is that right? Was the deadline for that, Allison?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So at this point, you need to either come to packet pickup or send somebody to packet pickup to get your stuff for you. And that's from 2 to 7 o'clock, 2 to 7 p.m. on Friday, May the 7th. And like I said, there's no race day packet pickup. So make sure you are aware of that and on it.
Okay, so hey, Daphne, with this one, is it going to be a drive-through packet pickup like we've done in the past?
Yes, it will. So you can just stay in your car, just like you're going through a drive-through to get some food. So you just stay in your car and we'll hand it through the window to you. It's easy peasy.
That is so convenient. I love doing the drive-through. I think it's better than having to walk in the park and walk up to tables and grab it,
Yeah,
all that.
it's convenient.
Yeah. Okay, so I think you've already answered this, but just to reiterate, will there be packet pickup available on site on race day?
No, none. It's, this type of event's logistically challenging, having the multiple start lines, the different finish line. And so, for our team and our volunteers and everything, it just is not, we're not able to pull off a day of packet pickup for this event this year. And so, that's why everybody needs to come the day before or have it shipped.
All right. So, talking about that logistical stuff, that's going to be a challenge for this event. I think we've got it all figured out. But so, this is the part that you really should pay attention to if you're listening for race day. Where can people park?
Yeah, well, there's plenty of parking. So do not fret about not having parking. When I was scouting out just the parking lots that are designated for this race, I was like, okay, well, if these fill up, there is so much street parking and available parking around Hendersonville that's nearby. So, you're good there. The Dogwood parking lot is our designated parking lot where the shuttles are going to be picking up.
Okay.
And so it's free for our participants, so they don't need to pay anything for that parking lot on race day, which is awesome. Thank you, City of Hendersonville. And then there's two huge parking lots with First Baptist of Hendersonville. It's not the parking lot right beside Dogwood. It's across the street on Fifth Avenue. So if you watch the course preview video, you're going to see pictures of those. You're going to see videos of those. We also have maps of those that we're going to put on the event guide that you can look at. And there'll be signs out, yard signs, and some volunteers directing you to those parking lots too. But those are just a hop, skip, and a jump away right from the Dogwood parking lot, and there's tons of parking. So if you are doing the half, you're going to have to park downtown. If you have somebody dropping you off at the race start, which is at the top of Jump Off Rock for the half, then they're going to drive through, drop you off, and then leave. And I'm assuming that they're going to, see you at the end of the race. So they'll go back and park downtown Hendersonville somewhere at one of those lots if they want to do that. 10K participants, it's a little different. You can park by the Y. Pardee Hospital is right across the street, and there's several parking lots over there with plenty of spots for the 10K participants to park in, and that's right next to the start line. If you're with somebody doing the half and you want to park with them at Dogwood or the First Baptist lot, you can do that. You can get on the shuttle and be dropped off, or it literally is like 6 to 7 blocks away from Dogwood to walk to the Y. So you can just walk right over to the Y from downtown. It's not that far. And then at the end of the race, if you did park over by the Y for the 10K, the finish line is on Main Street, and about 7-8 blocks away is the parking lot for the Y. So you can walk back to that parking lot, or you can hop on a shuttle if you want to get taken back there. So there's, lots of different options for you. I would say, if you are going to take a shuttle, do not get on the shuttle for the half marathon more than 30 minutes in advance of your start time, because you're going to get on that shuttle, you're going to get up to the top of Jump Off Rock, and then you're going to need to start your race. So you don't want to get on the shuttle if your start time's not till 9. You don't want to get on it at 7:30. There's just no point, because you're going to have nothing to do up at the top of Jump Off Rock. So, really look at your watch, and this is going to really help the flow for all of us, because this is where all of our planning and logistics comes in, is pay attention to what your start time is, and, don't get on that shuttle bus, especially for the half, until you're about 30 minutes out from your start time. And then I'll just talk about this because I'm speaking about it right now. But
Yeah.
half marathoners, when you do get to the top of Jump Off Rock, if you are in a shuttle, there's going to be porta johns up there, but whatever you take with you, you have to take with you the whole time. There's no maneuvering of your things. We're still in a pandemic, so we're not going to touch and gather all your things. So don't leave anything in the bus. Really think about that as you are going to that start line. Don't leave anything behind. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just gonna add, I know a lot of racers like to go get Goodwill sweatshirts and throw them off or whatever, or clothes that they don't care about. Like Daphne said, let's not do that, because we will have to touch them. And like she said, we're still in a pandemic. So just
take it, wrap it around your waist and take it with you. Is what I would suggest. But once you get to the top of Jump Off Rock, there's going to be porta johns, and then you're going to need to start the race. And so if you're a few minutes before your wave start time and you're up there, there's no hanging out. And so you're going to go right to the start line and start. If you are running late in the morning, please do not panic. If you've been to our other races, you know that with the waves, it's a rolling wave. So we're not having a chunk of 50 people standing at the start line waiting to all go together. It's literally as soon as you get to the start line, you go. So if you're on a bus and you're 4 minutes late to get up there, or 10 minutes late to get up there, or you're having somebody drop you off and you've overslept a little bit, it's okay. You don't need to call us. You don't need to panic. Just come to the start line and start. We can accommodate you. I mean, that's the wonderful thing about the timing chips, is that it starts when you go across that start mat. So, so I just wanted to mention that, because I know it is, logistics are different for this event. And so you do have to get there, and I don't want that to be an added stress on people. I've been to events that are point to point before and felt, am I going to get there on time for my start? And it's really okay if you are running a little bit late. We won't start anybody before the actual race starts. So I don't want anybody getting up there super early for the gathering stuff. Okay. But, if you're there a little bit early from your start time, we're just going to start you when you get up there.
Okay. So we've had a quick question coming through Instagram, and so I want to answer Sammer's question. We do have total participants in both event is 600 equals 600 for the in-person event. We do have more that are participating in the virtual, but we don't have exact numbers of how many exact are going to be on the half and how many are going to be in the 10K yet, because 10Ks are still still open, but it all equals 600. That's what our permit is, and what the city of Hendersonville feels like we can accommodate safely. So we're hoping that maybe in 2022 we can grow the event, but I wanted to answer your question real quick.
It'll probably be 400, 200 split. So 400's in the half right now, and we have 190 register for the 10K, so it should be 200 in the 10K. So that's where we're at. And thanks for that question.
Yeah. If you have more questions, just let us know. Okay. So we talked about shuttles and getting on them and everything, but if I have someone that wants to come with me on the shuttle to cheer me on at the start, can they?
No.
Okay.
Spectators cannot be on shuttles. No, it's only for runners. You have to show your runner bib when you get on the shuttle. And I would suspect that most 10K people probably won't do the shuttle just because of the proximity and they can walk to the start line. Maybe I'm wrong. That's what I would do anyway. But if you want to get on the shuttle and you're in the 10K, you can, but it's just so close to the Y. I don't know how necessary that'll be, but you'll have to show your race number. And spectators are not able to get on the shuttles. If you have somebody with you and they want to be a part of everything, I would say have them drive you to the top of Jump Off Rock and drop you off in the morning and say goodbye, and then have them see you along the course somewhere. So
okay, so as you just mentioned, dropping off at the top of Jump Off Rock, how does that work? Will there be somewhere to park? Is it just drop and go?
Yeah, I just got some feedback there, Allison, from you. That was the first time I've heard that. I just wanted to mention it to you, but yeah, so it's just drop off. That's it. There's no parking up at the top of Jump Off Rock. It's going to be blocked off, and there will be some porta-johns up there. So literally all they're doing is driving around the circle. There will be police up there, and they drop them off and then they leave. So
okay.
Yeah. And there'll be people directing them. It's very easy and straightforward once you're up there. And it's also on the course preview video of how that works.
Perfect.
It's on YouTube. Check it out.
Okay, so we covered all of that. So we're going to make sure, or I wanted to mention real quick that when you get your race bib and swag, make sure your bib is pinned on the outside of your shirt or shorts, so that it's easily seen, especially if it's chilly. When you start your run, if your chip is covered up by another layer, it could not pick up. And so make sure it's on the very outside of what you're wearing. If you feel like you might shed a shirt or whatever, just put it on your shorts, but make it visible. Don't put it on your back. That way we know that you're not ghost racing with us. So just make sure that you have your bib visible in your front, and it's just so important that happens, or your time may not be accurate.
Yeah, and don't bend your bib, please. Don't. I know cyclists love to just crumble up their bibs, and it helps with the aerodynamics when you put it on. Please don't do that. That timing chip needs to stay intact, and so if you bend your bib, it might not read. So please don't bend them.
Okay, so then what are the courses like? I know that you generally like to add in a little hill or two, but this course is a little different.
Yeah, so we'll still have a hill, don't you worry. Okay. We got that stinker hill. Yeah, so the Jump Off Rock half is downhill for 7 miles. However, it's the back roads through from Jump Off Rock in Laurel Park, and so you're not coming straight down Laurel Park Highway. Laurel Park Highway is the way that you're going to want to drive up to the top of Jump Off Rock if you're getting dropped off. Like, just go straight up Laurel Park Highway. But we're taking back roads, and we will cross over that road a couple times. And there are a few little dips as you're going along through the windy roads. There are some dips in there that are considered hills for our area. So it's not a complete downhill straight, which I feel like is a little bit easier on the legs. Downhill races can be pretty rough on legs, but this is pretty gradual down for 7 miles, and there's a mix of surfaces. It's mostly pavement, but there is a section on Tom's Drive that's dirt and has some gravel. And then once you get to town, to Fifth Avenue and around the Y, it's mostly flat. That area is all paved and mostly flat. And then you do go up a little stinker hill to get to the lake, to Osceola Lake. And so you go up this little stinker, and then you'll go down and you'll go around the lake, and then you come back up the backside of that stinker hill, and come down, and then you go into and finish in downtown Hendersonville. So it's not completely flat for the 10K. It has a little bit of a, the stinker hill, but for our area, I consider it pretty flat. And the half marathon should be a fast half marathon because it is mostly downhill. But the advice I would give, just being a long time runner, is don't give it all on that first 7 miles, because you still have 6 to go, and it's going to take a little bit of effort because your body's going to be like, wait, we were just going downhill for so long and now we have to actually work a little bit. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, the course, I think the courses are great. There are a lot of turns. That's the way that I wanted to do it, to keep it safe for everybody. If we didn't have turns, it would not be as safe of a course. And so there are turns. We will have volunteers out there. We will have yard signs. We will have stickers on the road that are colored that will show you where to go, but you have to look at those. You have to pay attention. We have had the Asheville half. I had several volunteers at a key intersection standing there, safety vest on. There's yard signs, there's stickers on the ground, and people with headphones just keep running by them, and they have their arm out. No, go this way. And they're trying to chase them down to turn them around. So I mean, I'm guilty of it too. When I race, I get in my zone and I'm just floating along. There are so many turns at this race. You literally have to pay attention. You're going to have to. And if you want to totally turn it off and not pay attention, I would suggest you go run the course, bike ride the course, or drive the course multiple times so that you really know it inside and out and don't have to pay attention, because you got to know the course. I mean, and we will do all that we can possibly do to direct you, but you have to take some personal responsibility as well.
So a couple of questions to go along with that, Daphne.
Yeah.
I know with our other races, sometimes it's been a little bit, those intersections, we've had multiple, if like someone's doubling back or whatever. Will this course have any of that where it could be confusing? Because we say don't follow the person in front of you because this is a wave start. You don't know where the person in front of you is in the race, but should it be pretty straightforward for this one?
So I'm trying to think through when the half marathon, let's talk about that first.
Okay.
So the half marathon, the first 7.5 miles, they're on their own. They get to the Y. That's when they join in with the 10K runners. So once they go out to the Osceola Lake, there is a split where the 10K is going to go down and back on one road by themselves, because I needed extra mileage for them to make it a 10K. The half just continues to go around the lake. So there is one little split right there that's different. After they make that full loop around Osceola Lake and they're coming back to town, there's going to be two-way traffic on the road. Because it's an out and back essentially to 4th Avenue. So a couple miles, you're going to see people on the opposite side of the road. And it's a road, it's not a greenway. And then once you are on 4th Avenue heading to the finish, you're going to be on your own. There won't be two-way traffic on after 4th Avenue. But yeah, I would look at the course maps so that you can understand it, and the course preview. And I think that would be really helpful for most people.
Okay. And maybe one tip to stay in tune with both the course and your music is to wear one earbud. Especially it works well if you have AirPods or something like this where it's wireless. You could wear one, it dies, you put the other one in. Because I know sometimes they die in long runs. So are the courses closed to cars and traffic?
They are not. No, they're not closed to traffic. We have put, press releases out to the media, so the newspapers, people know what's happening. We will have caution race and progress signs up. The whole town of Laurel Park is involved with the race, but still, you need to run facing traffic. You need to be careful around curves that might be blind curves. And then, stay on sidewalks in town. They have some great sidewalks, and you'll notice where we have the stickers and where we have the markings on the road, that's where you need to run. So you can't run down the middle of Fifth Avenue. There's going to be cars coming. So, you'll have to stick to sidewalks and stuff. And also back to Osceola Lake, because I think we missed that part, Allison. Right now, there is road closed signs on both ends around the dam. We've asked DOT if we can have those open on race day. I don't know if they will be or not, but foot traffic that lives there in the community has made a path around those signs. So runners, if you see the road closed signs on both sides of the dam, we're running beside them, around them, essentially. They just don't want vehicular traffic through there. So I don't want somebody to see that and go, oh, what happened? We know that that's there. So don't panic. There's a plan for that. So just follow our signs and markings.
Okay. Natalie just asked a question, and then we're going to get to Sammer's question. Natalie just asked a question about, will she need to stop at any streets that are open?
We have police at all the intersections with car traffic. So any four ways, any three ways, any throughway traffic intersections, there's going to be police. We have Laurel Park police, we have fire department, we have City of Hendersonville police, and Henderson County VIPs. So it's a huge effort. So on any of the intersections, there will be police that are going to be helping you get through those intersections. And then volunteers, if they all show up, and if you want to volunteer, have somebody who wants to volunteer, they'll be at different corners and stuff as well, directing.
Okay, awesome. So what time does the course close? Sammer said that she's a 10-minute miler and she's nervous that the course is going to close before she finishes. Her start time is at 8:30. No fear, Sammer.
Oh, you'll do great.
You will finish.
You will crush it. 12:30 is the course cutoff for both the 10K and the half, and 8 o'clock, you'll have plenty of time. Really, the course becomes unsupported at 12:30. So if you're still out there, you're still out there. The police will be leaving, unfortunately. That's the max time that we're allowed to have this event with, those opportunities and the safety personnel there. So, but yeah, 12:30 it is.
Okay. Just want to give a quick shout out to Michelle on Instagram. Thanks for supporting us. We appreciate you. Okay. So now we're going to switch gears. I think we've talked about the course, parking, all the details and logistics. So
more than anybody even wanted to know, probably.
Yeah. And just to reiterate, we will be sending out an event guide on your emails, and that will have maps. The website has maps, and we know that this is kind of a complicated one, so don't feel like you can't send us questions. So there's been a lot of changes here lately, and it seems like they just keep changing as more people get vaccinated. So again, can you kind of reiterate the COVID protocols? Do we have to wear masks while we're running?
Yeah, so not while you're running. If you're within 6 feet of someone, you are supposed to, but what we've seen with people is that they're spread out beyond 6 feet when they're running. And so, nope, you don't need to wear a mask. We are going to give out a buff in the goodie bag. And I would suggest that you put that around your neck and that you put it up over your face when you're in the shuttle bus or when you're going to the start line. And then when you start, just pull it down. And then when you finish and cross the finish line, just pull it back up. If it gets annoying while you're running, sometimes it does to me. If I'm getting warm, I just take it off and I put it around my wrist, and then you'll have it for after the race. So, you know, that's really a convenient thing to do. If you don't like buffs, or you don't like the buff that we're giving you, you can put a mask in your pocket, you know, of your or jogging shorts or whatever, and have that with you as well. You'll just need it before and after you run.
Okay. I think we talked about all this again earlier while we were going over the course, but just to reiterate. Okay, so water stations.
Yeah.
Where are the water stations? I know when I'm running, I have races I have in my mind, like, okay, get to mile 5 and I'll get water, get to mile whatever. And so let us know so we can
water
make a plan.
stations and porta-johns are important to know about for sure. And our water stations are still scaled back, guys. I mean, we love giving the whole buffet with fresh fruits and all kinds of yummy foods. That's what we've been known for in the past, but we're still being in a pandemic. We're not able to offer the fresh cut up fruit and all the yummy stuff. But we will have some things there. Fleet Feet, Asheville, thank you, Fleet Feet, is going to be at our mile 5 station for the half marathon. So they're in Laurel Park. There's going to be restrooms there. We'll have some water, Gatorade, granola type bars, and then like a Cliff or a Goo, some sort of a gel there. Okay. And then once you get to the YMCA, there's another water station there. So that's about mile 7.5 for the half marathoners. That's the start for the 10K. You might need some water before you start. And that's going to have the same thing that you had at the last water station. And then our third water station is going to be utilized 2 times. It is on the 10K and half course. It's right before you get to Osceola Lake. So you're going to hit that for the half at mile 9.5 and 11. And then for the 10K, mile 2 and mile 4. And so Green Moose Fuel, yay, is going to be there. And they're going to have their yummy avocado, I guess you call them gels. Is that what you would call them, Allison?
Yeah, I think they're in the gel family.
Okay, yeah. But those are really yummy. I know they have some that have some caffeine in it, so you might want to take a little squirt of that. And so Andrew and his team will be there at that water station, and you'll get that right before you go around the lake and right at the end of the lake. So, and there's some restrooms there as well. So yeah, those are your spots.
And those sponsors are awesome. They did the water stations at the Asheville half, and they were awesome, and runners really enjoyed both. So be sure to pick those up. Oh, Michelle just told us that they call it mousse, that the gel is called, it's like a mousse, which makes sense. Thanks, Michelle.
Okay, mousse. Get it. Got it.
Okay, so restrooms we mentioned are in Laurel Park and at the first water station. Where else are they?
We got quite a few spots for porta-johns and restrooms. So let's start at the beginning. So at the start, not at the start, at the Dogwood parking lot, there's going to be restrooms. There's also some downtown on 5th Avenue near Dandelion. There's a public restroom there. It's going to be open. That's within walking distance to the finish line. It's within walking distance to Dogwood. So that's a legit bathroom. There's also City Hall restrooms on 5th Avenue. Those are public restrooms available. That's around the finish, around downtown, within walking distance to Dogwood parking. And then porta-johns at Dogwood parking, like I mentioned, near the shuttle drop-off. There's going to be porta-johns at the top of Jump Off Rock when you get up there for the half. There's porta-johns and bathrooms at the YMCA. Porta-johns at water station. All the water stations have porta-johns. The town of Laurel Park at the town center at mile 7 for the half. There's going to be porta-johns there. Let's see. Osceola Lake, they'll be at that water station. And then I did see one on the 10K little dog leg that they have to do by the lake. I saw a porta-john out there. That's not my porta-john, but there was a porta-john there the past couple times I've been. So maybe it'll still be there too. So
don't count on it, but if you have to use it, use it.
I don't know if it has TP, but there was one there.
Don't blame us if it doesn't. Okay, cool. So that is a lot of options for porta-johns and restrooms along the course. This course is so beautiful, and it'll be so fun. It's really spectator friendly going into downtown Hendersonville. But what are specific spots that you've kind of realized are the best ones for people to stop and wait for their runner to come by and cheer them along?
Yeah, when I think about spectator places, I think of accessibility. You know, what's easy for a spectator to get in and get out and see someone, and, you know, having multiple opportunities to see someone. The YMCA is a great spot because you're going to see, you know, the 10K start there. You're going to see the half marathoners come through. The Y is also a good walking distance to Fifth Avenue and Fourth Avenue. And so you could, you know, walk and see somebody along the course on either one of those avenues. And parking, you know, at the hospital across from the Y is really easy. Downtown, of course, at the finish area, that's very spectator friendly. The Love Hendo is happening. So all of Main Street from First Avenue to Fifth or Sixth, Sixth Avenue is closed. They're going to have different vendors out on the street. So, you know, downtown is going to be super fun. And then I would say around Osceola Lake could be a possibility. The parking, I'm not quite sure, you know, how great that would be, but if you were on a bike, you know, that might be something you could ride down there and see somebody going around the lake. But easy wise, I would say Fourth Avenue and Fifth Avenue downtown near the Y would be the prime spots. I think, you know, because the way Laurel Park is situated and the way the race is and the way cars are going to be going up and stuff, I would just say out of Laurel Park to try to spectate unless you just live in Laurel Park, because it's just not going to be easy to get in and out of that with all the runners. So yeah.
So don't count on seeing your spectators till at least mile 7-ish, maybe a little bit further along than that. Okay, so let's move on to rules. So you've mentioned the COVID rules. What other rules are there for the race?
Yeah, so, you know, first off, we really are so grateful to the city of Hendersonville and to everybody involved that we're able to have this event. So just be kind and courteous, you know, like even if you're not having the race of your life and it's upsetting, like try to be nice to the people who are out there because they're out there for you. And so tell them that, show them that, you know, give the police officers a wave and the volunteers a thank you as you go by. They're there for you. So just being kind and positive and having a good attitude and having fun is really what it's all about at the races. Please don't bring your rollerblades. I don't know that we've had this problem, but we always put that as a rule. So no rollerblades or bikes. You need to use your legs for this event in your running shoes. Like I said, the routes are open to vehicular traffic. So, you know, we expect it to be minimal, especially in the morning hours, but as the day goes on, it'll pick up. We will have police at all those main intersections and arteries and volunteers, but you know, no running in the middle of the road. It's unless the road is completely closed, like around the backside of the lake, and you'll know where those spots are, but you don't want to run in the middle of the road. And we talked about masks quite a bit. We talked about the personal belongings stuff. The only thing that we're going to pick up and save that we find is going to be something that is of value. So if we see that somebody has dropped a key or a phone, We're going to have a lost and found at the finish line for that. But if we see other things that are out on the course, those things will be donated to a charity if we end up having to pick them up. But we really don't want to pick them up due to COVID. So please carry them with you, tie it around your waist.
There are tons of running shorts now that have pockets built into them.
Take your trash with you. I mean, let's keep it clean. Let's do our part.
Yeah. David just asked a quick question, and this is a really good question. He lives in Laurel Park, and he wants to know how soon he'll see the course markers out, because he wants to take a couple practice runs. David,
okay. Yeah.
David, we do have the course already on Ride with GPS, and you can find that on our website, the link to that. So you can print it out and look at it. But Daphne, when are you planning on marking the course?
Yeah, so Laurel Park we won't do until Friday before the race. And that's just because we don't want things to be up too long. I like to really keep things clean and tidy. And so for Laurel Park, it'll be Friday. Some of downtown areas will start setting up on Thursday. But again, if you look at the course preview and you look at the maps, you'll be in really good shape as far as knowing what the course is. It does get a little confusing, I have to admit. In Laurel Park, some of the roads like bleed into other roads and they don't all have road names, but I talk about that in the course preview. So I think that that's helpful if people watch it.
Yeah. So David, if you missed earlier, there is a course preview video that Daphne made on our YouTube channel. So you can either look that up or go to our website for the map. I think both, probably a combination of both would be really educational. Okay, so now we're going to get to the finish line festivities, which we have a lot for this race, and I'm really excited about it. It'll be super fun to be a part of Love Hendo, farmers markets going on, all of this. So we're going to cross the finish line and get our awesome finisher medals. We have an awesome MC that is coming who's local, Brian Bird. He will be giving you shout outs, congratulating you. So what's after that?
Yeah, the locals call him B Squared, and he's a realtor, and he's actually helping support the race, and we're really excited to have him. I've heard he's a great MC, so he'll be there at the finish line cheering you on and supporting the race. So you're going to pick up your awesome finisher medal, and that is in our black contactless medal station. Sometimes people run right past that, Allison. So just know that it's pretty close to when you finish and you run through the chute. You'll see them hanging at the end of the barricades, and you can just pick up and grab your medal.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, we just got them, so we'll do a little teaser with those. They just came in. They're so cool.
Awesome.
Let's see. I think the medal is number one thing that you got to remember.
Okay, so I'm always looking forward to what food and drink I'm gonna get after I run 13.1 miles or even 6.2. So totally. What's gonna be available?
Yeah, the Hendersonville Community Co-op is going to be there with some snacks and drinks for everybody when they finish. And then Arabella's is right at the finish line, and they have put together a little menu that people can pre-order ahead of time and then pick it up when they get finished racing. And it's right there. It's so convenient. They also have a ton of other things on their menu that if you want to hang out afterwards and just sit outside and eat, you can. If you don't see something on that little pre-order menu that you want, you can do that too. But there's that option. They're also, let's see, Kilwins is right there. So you can get your sweet fix with fudge and ice cream and candied apples. They're right there. So.
And Arabella's is giving out free coffee all day to runners, right?
Yes, they are. Yep.
That's important to me.
Yeah, just have your race number and go into Arabella's, and they'll give you your free coffee.
Here's a quick question about that. So if I get coffee before I get on the shuttle and sip it on the way up there, will there be a trash can to throw away my cup before I start the race?
There'll be a trash can in the shuttle.
Okay. Awesome. Natalie asked real quick, is there a list of turns anywhere or is it just the map? On Ride with GPS, Natalie, it lists out the turns and kind of the directions. So
There's a
click
key.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, click that map link and it'll be next to the map. Let's see. What other happenings are on race day for runners at the finish
Oh my
line?
goodness. They just keep
There's a
coming in.
lot. Yeah.
It's all I gotta say is if you're from out of town, just spend Saturday night here because seriously, there's gonna be so much to do downtown, you're not gonna want to leave. And if you're local, you know, if you want to go home and get changed and showered, come back, or just hang around sweaty, you know, doesn't matter. Just
bring a wet wipe.
Yeah, just my only requirement is you wear your medal all day. I mean, you earned that medal, so you need to wear it all downtown, all day long. But Love Hendo, like I mentioned, is happening. Our race is kicking that off for the year for downtown Hendersonville, and that happens the second Saturday of every month. So that's really exciting. And then there's a world famous farmers market that's a couple blocks away that's happening. They'll have local fruits and vegetables and flowers and vendors and food trucks and beer and all kinds of stuff over there. So that's really fun. Ocklawaha Brewery is offering 50% off of their world famous handmade pretzels. So if you want to go grab a beer over there, that's a few blocks from the finish line.
Replenish
Athleta.
some of those carbs.
Oh yeah. Plenty of carbs available. Athleta, which is in Biltmore Park, South Asheville, they're going to set up a pop-up shop in downtown Hendersonville. So they'll be there at the finish. So you'll want to bring some money for that. Yoga and massage is going to have their massage table set up so you can get a massage. Oh, that sounds so good.
Doesn't it?
They accept.
Can we get massages?
Yeah, I think we should get one while we're there. They accept donations, so bring some cash for that. PT Solutions, who will be doing your temperature screening. They will be at the finish doing injury screenings. I hope none of you have to even go and talk to them about that. But if you want to talk to PT Solutions, they're a great resource if you ever do get a running injury or if you ever need physical therapy for anything. So they'll be there. The Movement Puzzle, they provide structural massages, which I'm very intrigued about, and they will be there at the finish.
Okay, so I'm really curious, what is a structural massage?
We will find out. I do not know. I'm excited about this. Kilwins, like I said, is there at the finish. And if you go in with your race number, they're going to give you $1 off of ice cream. Yep. And we're going to have some merchandise, some Run Local hoodies and tanks and Run Wild, Run Free shirts and some things there that people can buy. Oh, and I did not mention this earlier, but when we mail out people's stuff in the mail, we mail their race number and their t-shirt and safety pins, but the goodie bag does not get mailed. So if I'm mailing your packages to you and you're missing a goodie bag, you can get those at the finish line after the race. So we'll have a table there. It's going to have goodie bags. I believe over 250 people have opted in to have their stuff mailed. And so we'll have those goodie bags for you at the finish so you don't miss out on all the stuff that's in those because there's some awesome stuff in those. Yeah. And then Well-Adjusted Chiropractor, I believe, is also supposed to be at the finish. And then there's other downtown businesses who are going to give discounts and free stuff all day to runners. And we're putting together a list of those, and then we will publish that to everybody. That will also be in the goodie bag. So you can pull that out and you can look and visit those places who want to be a part of the experience for everybody. So lots and lots of good stuff.
Yeah. So definitely if you get your stuff mailed to you, make sure you stop at the iDaph tent at the finish line to grab that flyer because it may have coupons on it, right, Daphne, that you can only use once or something. Okay. So definitely stop for that. This is gonna be so much fun. I'm excited about a larger finish line, a socially distanced but larger finish line.
Yeah.
Um, okay, this is a question we always get. Will there be race photos, and how will people access those after the event?
Yeah, so Carol Spags is our race photographer, and she will be taking a lot of photos, but she won't be able to get them of every single person. So, if you have a spectator out there, have them snap a photo of you, take your phone, put it in your pocket, take selfies of yourself along the way. We're going to try to get as many as we can, but we won't have them of everybody. And we will post those up on Race Roster after we get them from her. And we'll put an album on our Facebook page and Instagram and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Cool. Okay, so results will be posted on the website, iDaph.net, immediately as they come in. This is kind of, it messes with your mind because when you finish and you check your race results, people who started after you could be faster than you. So with the wave starts, it does make it a little bit different. So make sure if you check when you first finish and you're in first place in your age group, check back in a little bit and make sure you're still in first place. So those will be on iDaph.net, and we have a virtual award ceremony the Tuesday after the event. And all of those details will be emailed to participants and be in the event guide. But what else do people need to know about awards, results, and all of that?
Yeah, so we did this for the Asheville half, and it seemed to work pretty well, where people could come and pick up their award a couple hours after the event, after we were able to go and pull all the timing mats and timing decoders and go through all the results and make sure everybody hit all the timing mats. And so we're going to do that again. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed that Amy Kokenauer, the artist who made our amazing drawings for the prizes for the award winners, they're colored pencil drawings. And so they're prints that we've had done for all of the age group and overall winners. Hoping that she will be there to help hand these out. But if not, we will be there at the finish line starting at 2:30, and we will hand those out to folks who are around downtown. Like I said, if you want to go home, shower, come back, or just, go do some other things and then come back at 2:30. We won't be able to hand them out ahead of time. And I know some of you that want to just take off and go, that doesn't work for you to stick around. We can mail them for $10 after the race is all finished if you're not able to stick around. We also take them to Fleet Feet, Asheville. So the following week you can pick them up. But so we'll have those at the finish line at 2:30.
Okay.
Yeah. Start handing them out.
Okay. And the overall prizes are also Fleet Feet, Asheville gift cards, Kilwins gift cards, and Movement Puzzle gift cards. Is that correct?
Yeah. We've got a lot of good things that have come in from our sponsors and partners that want to be very generous to our prize and award winners. So you'll see more than just, the drawing is enough, but I think so. I think it's so cool how it turned out. But yeah, there'll be some additional things too. So
okay, great.
Yeah.
There's also a virtual option for this event, right?
Mm-hmm. There is, and people can still sign up for that now. And like I said, if you get sick, if you're not feeling well, something happens, emergency, you can always switch to the virtual race. If we shut the virtual down and you need to switch over, it's because we just can't take any more participants. And so you would just email support@idaph.net and Eric would help you out with that.
Okay. I just love how much the city of Hendersonville, love Hendo, the town of Laurel Park, everyone is kind of coming together for this race to kick off spring and summer in this local town. And so we have tons of sponsors that we've mentioned, but are there any that we haven't mentioned yet? or that we
Yeah,
need to
there's a
mention?
couple. Well, I mean, we did, I think, briefly talk about Hunter Subaru. They're our presenting sponsor.
Okay,
And they will have some Subarus, some cars out there, so you can check those out,
cool.
either at the start or the finish or both. And then they're also giving everybody the goodie bags, which we love their goodie bags. And we like to chock those full of as many goodies as we can. So Hunter Subaru really has come forward and helped us with this new community event. So I want to thank them. I want to also thank Asheville School. They're one of our annual partners, and they come out and participate in a lot of our events. Asheville Regional Airport is also an annual partner. So I want to give a shout out to them. And we mentioned Fleet Feet a couple times, but just want to mention them again because, if you have any, you know, needs as far as hydration or nutrition, you want to carry your own stuff, because maybe we don't have enough water stations for you, they have all the handheld things that you might need. So stop in there and check them out. They're in South Asheville. So yeah, I think that about covers our sponsors and partners.
Awesome. Okay. Anything else? We have come a long way here. Is
I
there
have
any?
I had two more things to say. I don't think
Okay.
I mentioned that at the finish line, we're also going to have a backdrop that people can get their photos taken in front of. And so, you can have your medal on, and then you can stand there and just have friends and family take that photo for you if our photographer's not there at the finish line at the time. And if you tag us, tag iDaph events, and we're also using the hashtag jump off rock half. Just try not to do the whole thing because it's so long. But use those, and then we'll reshare them on Instagram, and it's a lot of fun. So tag us on things the weekend, and we will have that photo backdrop too at the finish.
Yeah, that'll be fun to have. Okay, well, do we have any extra questions from people that are on here live? David says May 8th is also the 76th anniversary of the end of World War II. So that is a
Wow.
fun fact to carry with you on your run. Let's see, we've got the Appalachian Trilogy. We want to make sure people don't miss this.
Yeah.
If
Well,
you ran,
you would have to done the Asheville half to be part of the trilogy at this point, but we have a new thing, and we'll probably have it next year. So if you missed out on doing the Asheville half, you can do it next year. But the Appalachian Trilogy is if you do the Asheville half, Jump Off Rock half, and Black Bear half, which is October 9th in Hendersonville. Totally different course, totally different thing. If you do all three of those, you get a amazing gold spinny Appalachian Trilogy medal that Allison designed. And so we're looking forward to giving those out at the Black Bear half. I think there's about 80 people that are going to do all three. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's really cool. And then, we would love to see you guys at the Black Bear half in October. Like I said, totally different side of Hendersonville. It's on the Greenway. It's very flat, very spectator friendly. It rained buckets last year. We've already put our requests into the weather gods to have 50-degree and sunny on that day. But everybody had a great time, and we're really looking forward to that one. So if you need a fall goal, there you go.
Natalie, yes, you do have to run all three in the same year. If you miss the Asheville half this year, catch us next year, and we'll have it again with another awesome medal. So, and David, that will have to be, those are all three half marathons. So it's a half marathon trilogy. So it's Asheville half, Black Bear half, Jump Off Rock half. So,
Yep.
Okay, so thanks for staying around with us for this whole time, and we appreciate you guys and your support, and just getting to have these events during pandemic. We just appreciate all of your support, and going through all the guidelines with us. Shoot us an email at support@iDaph.net if you have any further questions, but you'll get some more race material in the next couple weeks, walking you through everything.
Yeah,
Daphne, did
hopefully
you have
we'll
anything
have
else?
Well, hopefully we'll have the event guide wrapped up in the next couple days. And
Mhm.
that's an interactive event guide that Allison puts together for all of our races. And, it really has everything at your fingertips, from course maps, course preview, podcast, everything. If you want to listen to this again, we'll have it recorded. It'll be on our podcast, which is on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, all of those channels. We're on YouTube as well. So I know we covered a lot of ground today.
We did.
Don't feel like you have to memorize it all. And we're not trying to overwhelm you. We're trying to inform you so that you can just have such an amazing experience on race day and not have to worry about all these details then. So thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you on May 8th.